For most of us, we're given one name, a simple, easy way to understand ourselves. As for me, well, I've been given four. Cristel, from my parents. Ate, from my little sister. Shuti, from my third grade homeroom teacher. And Maria, from me. I'm Filipino and was born and raised in Manila. My entire family is Filipino, so I've always been immersed in Filipino culture and customs. I was confident, as you can probably tell from these pictures, in where I was, who I was, and what my place in the world was. Until, at 8 years old, this major life change happened. My mom, sister, and I boarded a plane and moved from Manila to a township called Hukou in Hsinchu, Taiwan, to be with my dad. I didn't know anything about Taiwan or Chinese. So imagine my bewilderment when I realized I'd be transferring to a school where I'd have to speak, read, and write in Chinese for 8 hours every day. I was miserable, to say the least. I couldn't make friends because of the language barrier. My grades were dropping because I couldn't keep up with class, and my confidence came down with them. I remember this one time we were discussing Southeast Asian cultures in class and came across kamayan, a Filipino eating custom to use your right hand to scoop up food. I felt proud to be able to share this unique part of my culture until this one classmate started saying in a loud voice, 好脏哦，很恶心耶，干嘛拿筷子? The teacher stopped him from saying anything else, but I heard enough to know what he meant. I didn't belong here. After a year or so, got better. I went from a level 0 to a level 40-ish in my Chinese. I made some friends, and I'd grown used to Taiwan's culture and customs, but I still wanted to go back home. So the summer before 6th grade, we went back for a visit. And from the moment we landed, I felt that I was finally home. All those memories came flooding back to me, and I could feel my heart pounding with excitement until this specific incident. I went out with a few of my friends from my old elementary school, and they started making jokes, saying some slangs, making references of popular TV shows, music, but in Tagalog. Tagalog is one of the main languages in the Philippines, and it's one where basically everyone can speak. It was at that instant I realized that in pouring so much of my focus into learning Chinese, I'd forgotten pretty much everything I knew about Tagalog. I squeezed out as much as I could, but the words felt uncomfortable coming out of my mouth, almost like they didn't belong there. I went home that night and cried for hours, unsure if I would ever truly belong somewhere. So for a while, I became obsessed with being the perfect Filipino. I'd be ashamed if I couldn't answer some questions my teachers had about the history of the Philippines. I'd refuse to sing the Taiwanese national anthem during flag ceremonies at school. I'd insist on using Tagalog at home, even though it was painfully clear speaking English was more comfortable for me. In short, I tried very, very hard to align myself with what I thought other people expected me, a Filipino, to be. Like this little graphic up here, I wanted to be a square, but because of the rounded edges I had, was just stuck in between, and left with one question. What am I? The turning point came when I moved to Taichung and transferred to an international school. I made some friends who had similar experiences to me, having more than one hometown, but not knowing what home really meant. I was surrounded by people of different backgrounds, different identities, but all knew what it felt like to be in my shoes. Therefore, I wasn't alone. It was these friends who helped me come to a realization. Why do I have to choose? Why do I have to force myself to fit into a mold other people gave me, rather than just become a new mold? Why should my experiences growing up in Taiwan contradict my identity as a Filipino? I'd like you to take a look at this picture. This is Filipino tapestry art, made up of threads of several different colors. Hearing my friends' stories and reflecting on my own experiences helped me come to a very important conclusion. My somewhat Taiwanese cultural background doesn't take away from my Filipino identity. It doesn't make me any less Filipino, just a different type of Filipino, or a different colored thread to the wide tapestry of the Filipino diaspora. So, today, I'm a happy mix of both cultures. I've learned a little bit of my parents' native Waray, despite sounding like a complete foreigner, and a few phrases in Taiwanese. I'm capable with chopsticks, or just my bare hands, and I'm still in contact with friends I made back in Manila and Hsinchu. And I'm proud to be able to stand here today and say, Ako ay Pilipino. 但也是台湾青年的其中一位. I'm sure you've all had this sort of experience before, feeling like you don't belong here, you don't deserve to be here, you don't fit the mold. Well, throughout my life, I've learned that we need to look at the labels we place upon ourselves, the expectations we're taught to aim for, and confront them, challenge them, redefine them, and say, with our heads held high, I can be this, but still keep this part of me too. There are 8 billion people in the world today, and with them an unlimited, infinite number of identities to share, stories to tell, and new experiences to try. By embracing the multifaceted identity within all of us, the world becomes bigger, brighter, and a more interesting place. So, magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Tahaw. My name is Maria, but it's also Ate, Cristel, Shuti. What's yours? Thank you.